Okay, so perfect. So let's start because it's a 5 minutes after 3 and we're ready to go. So as I said, and as you know, we are going today to show you how to use at the best, or at least as we would like you to use, the three-step polishing system. Okay, so the three-step polishing system is definitely something that will help a lot a contractor to achieve in a certain amount of time, so a restricted time, a polishing result. Okay, so it doesn't. It's very important, and I would like to really point this thing, is that the three-step polishing system is not comparable to a standard 7 or 8 steps polishing system. Also, the very important things to say is that it's suitable for a certain type of concrete. So if we have an old or a new concrete, but in a certain, let's say, a certain condition. The type of concrete where we are going to do the demo today is basically a new pour, okay? So it's a very, let's say, easy concrete to work on, okay? It has been poured less than a month ago, okay? So it's very flat, very well made, troweled with a very, very hard. It's, I believe it's about 5,000 PSI, something like that. So it's the perfect condition to start doing the three-step polishing system. So it doesn't need any type of repair. It has no cracks, no damages. So it's a floor that really can welcome any type of polishing system, from the shortest one, such the three-step, up to standard the 7 or 8 steps polishing system. Okay, so important to say, the three-step polishing system is a polishing system that suit mostly old or new concrete, but concrete that don't really need repair. Okay. That's the first thing to say. Now, going to the process itself, to avvicinare, we are going to start with the first step, okay, which is raising with the diamond inserts, diamond segment inserts, and this is obviously the first step. It's important also to say that this is the only step that we are going to do wet. Okay, the other two steps are going to be dry. Another very important thing to say about the three-step is that right now on the market there's so many of different three-step or fast polishing systems or easy polishing system to achieve. There's so many, but the thing that I really like and make a very strong point of our three-step polishing system is that there's no cutting agent needed, there's no plenty of water to use with, and there's no extra chemical to add to the water to implement and to improve the cutting of the tools. What you are going to see today is basically a one-step wet and two-step dry. Okay. Also, during the demo, during the webinar, I will leave an area where we will not apply not even a concrete hardener and not even a sealer, to prove you how good this polishing system is without the use of any chemicals, okay? And that's very, very, very important. Now, as I was saying, the first step will be a wet step, so the only one wet. Then we are going to proceed, after clean the surface, with the step number 2, dry. After the step number 2, we will clean the surface as better as possible. Okay, and then we are going to apply our concrete hardener lithium. Okay, this is top of the line concrete hardener lithium densifier products. We have many, the 10, H35, okay, and the Pro. This is probably the one that I really suggest to use because it's a lithium base, it's high efficiency. Then after our concrete lithium, we are going to proceed with the step number 3. After the step number 3, still dry, I would like to take some time to look also at literature that we will send you about this product. This is a very new product in our line. It's a very, very new. For me, is one of the first times that I apply it. I'm very comfortable with it. And is the Concrete Guard Lithium WP2. Okay? What is this product? This product allows the surface to receive a shield, an extra shield against the water, the oil, and to improve the resistance to external agent. Okay? I will talk about this a little bit more later, but it's a truly, truly good product. Feel very comfortable, as I said, and is probably the future in the protection of the concrete surfaces. Okay, so once we have made a presentation of the product and the system, we are going to definitely start. Before to start, let me talk to you a little bit about the machine that we are going to use, because it's also important. It's very, very important. In our line, as you can see, we have many different grinders, many sizes, from the 4 inches up to the 21 inches. Okay. Now, why using this machine instead of another? The best result that we can have with that we can achieve with the 3-step polishing system is for sure a machine with the active planetary first. Secondly, it's very important to use a machine with a certain weight. More weight you have on the unit, better gonna be and faster gonna be the result. Because if we here today and we are talking about how fast to achieve, the fastest way to achieve a polishing result is because we are looking to cut the time of production. Okay, so it's very and truly important to have a machine that has a certain weight. Today we are using also a new machine in our catalog that is not really well known yet because it's so new, that's why. And it's the Titan 750. The Titan 750 is, in this case, is a 15 horsepower motor. Let me, you want to see it? No, you want to see me? So it's the 15 HP motor, 3-phase obviously, and it can be in certain in certain places of the world, such as USA, can be also provided in 220 volts, single and 3-phase. But let's talk of the standard model. The standard model is a 3-phase, okay, and 15 HP. The planetary system comes from the EXP, so it's an active planetary, okay, counter-rotating active planetary, okay. It's a very, very easy machine to use, very balanced, as this system that you can see here, differently from the EXP. This line of machine has no pressure control system, but has this system of floating head. Okay, so follow more and way better the surface imperfection or completely. Also, if the surface is obviously when the surface is very flat, it will definitely work way better. But you know, I used it yesterday. If I have to be fair, it's very new, as I said. I had the first time for me to use it was yesterday, and I felt very, very, very comfortable with it. Together with it, we're going to use 2 different vacuums: a 76 wet and dry vacuum. 220 are also available in 110, but let's stay on 220. 220 volts, 3 motors, wet and dry vacuum for the first step, okay, so to collect the water from the surface. And then we are going to use one of our best vacuum right now in our catalog, the Hypervac 777. It's a three-phase vacuum, okay, with a 4 kilowatt turbine motor, with a pre-separate on top of it, self-cleaning. So basically has 3 main filter, back HEPA filter for the motor, and the pre-separator. This is the most important part of the vacuum in terms of durability of filter, cleaning, and the longevity of the vacuum itself, okay? So very, very suggested, very strong, very powerful, and as I say, it is one of the best vacuum that we have ever made, okay? As I said, it can be purchased through in 220 volts or also in 3-phase, okay? So to help me in this demo webinar, there will be my colleague Jari, which is going to prepare the machine and the setup. Ok, so ribalta la macchina e facciamo vedere cosa mettiamo sotto. Okay, so I have set it up the unit with step number 1. Da dove lo faccio vedere? Qui? Da te? So step number 1, okay, it's a 3-inch puck. The one that I showed you before is a 4 inches. This is a 3 inches, okay. I always prefer to use the 3 inches when I use a medium large machine, okay. It gives more pressure, okay. It gives more more faster result. So this is how we set it up, the unit. 9 pieces of 3 inches. I would like to remind you that again, this planetary system is a counter-rotating planetary with shock absorbers, and it comes from the most famous EXP expander. Okay, so it's top of the line planetary. It's high productivity. In this case, for this type of polishing system, is perfect for the weight, for the motion, for the speed, but mainly for the rotation. Okay, so we can start. We will add just water to the water tank if we don't have it, and then we're ready. Ok. Allora, come ti ho detto prima, ci facciamo l'aria, ci facciamo tutta l'aria attorno. Ok? Rimani il più largo possibile. Vai, vai, vai. Non tutto? Ok, perfetto, così. Vai, vai. Sempre il 50%, vedi sempre il 50%. Facciamo vedere quanta acqua usiamo. Fagli vedere il cemento dove sta lavorando. Passado. Aspetta, chiudi l'acqua. Tirati prima l'acqua, Iari, che è meglio, se no la si asciuga. Anzi, ti do una mano. Ok, ti do una mano io. Dai. Ok, avvicina l'aspiratore, lo accendi un attimo. Non troppo vicino, un po' con duro, grazie. Adesso mentre io parlo, cambio gli utensili. Ok. Ok, alzala, questa qua. Okay, so now it's very important to say, it's very important, and I would like to remark this because it's, as I said before, previously, I was talking about the quantity of water that the three steps, the first step require. At the beginning, we used a little water, then I opened a little bit the water valve, and it turned out a little bit more than usual. But this system, in the first step, really require a very small amount of water. The floor don't has to soak, okay? It has to really just have the right amount of water to create the friction, okay? Another important thing that I would like you to show is, Andrea, vieni un attimo, is the floor condition. So how was the floor before we started, okay? This is actually the floor, the troweled concrete that we started on. So we started on very new concrete, okay? These are the conditions, these are the perfect conditions for this system. When, for example, you have a warehouse with tire marks or any type of dirt. This is one of the systems that allowed you to first to clean the floor before to proceed with the polishing process. So the floor conditions that we have, yes, are very good, because this system is intended to be used in this type of situation. So with this type of floors and in this environment. Okay. Now we are going to, as I said, we are going to now also let me show you this. We have also exposed a little bit of aggregate from the quartz. Okay, so I want to show you again how this tool is made, because it's a part of resin, yes, but it's also one part of diamond segment. Okay, so it also leaves a light scratch pattern. Okay, and another thing to say is also that it's important to say that if you want to use a metal bond diamond tool prior to the first step, you really want to be sure that this first step will remove the scratch pattern from a 120 grit metal or whatever. Okay, so usually yes, usually it's matching the bond of the segment in the first step. There shouldn't be any type of risk of problem, but we are here for a 3-step system, not for a grinding and then polishing system. But just in case you have to flat the floor a little bit, or you want to expose a little bit the aggregates more than what we have done here, you can definitely match a bond with the first step and proceed with the system with a little bit more larger aggregate. Okay. Another thing I would like to remark is also that this system do not intend to replace the 7 or 8 step, because as I said, also the floor has to be, the surface, the concrete floor has to be welcoming in terms of situation. Floor situation has to welcome the first step in the best way. So we are ready with the number 2. We're going to proceed with the first step wet. So we've done the first step wet, and then we're going now to the dry process. We're not going to use water anymore. Ok? L'unica cosa, adesso che parti ci avrai un po' d'acqua sotto e lascia che si asciughi su un lato. Ok. Sì. Now, as I said at the beginning, we're going to leave a small area where we will not apply any type of chemical. So a real mechanical polishing, and that's it. In the most of the area, we will show you our concrete hardener lithium, and then at the end, let's say the very new product of the webinar. Okay. So first step dry, and then we are going to clean to apply the concrete hardener lithium, and then we will be ready to welcome some of your questions. Okay. Bye. anche l'altra parte, no? L'altra parte di là. Sì. Ok, vogliamo aspirare. So now that you see that there's already a little sort of reflection, but that's normal for this type of system that is amazing. Now that we have done with the second step, so second step dry, we are ready to clean the surface. Okay, so clean the surface first to have as less as debris as possible on the surface, dust, debris, or whatever, and then to apply our concrete densifier lithium. Okay. Now we are going to mop a little bit the surface just because we don't have the space for auto scrubber or a standard, because basically what is needed between a step and the other in a real life scenario is for sure the use of auto scrubber. If we're talking about job site, very large job site, in the real life scenario an auto scrubber is required to clean the floor after each step. Okay. Now what we're going to do is to just remove a little bit of dirt and debris from the surface, and then we're ready to apply the beton hardener lithium. Okay. So tu sei pronto? You're ready for the hardener? Ok. Vogliamo prima pulire un attimo a terra? Questo io prima ti so fare il segno perché è tutta sporca. Ok.
Passiamo un asciutto?
Sì. Passiamo un asciutto. A posto. Togli il tubo per favore, togli il tubo prima per favore, dopo lo mettiamo. Il tubo. Ok, vediamo. Fatti vedere come ho pulito, aspetta. Dopo ci te. Ok, prendi l'hardener, ok. So Andrea, if you're ready, if you want, we can apply now the beton hardener lithium. Obviously the application is same as any other product on our catalog that has to be applied to the surface. So microfiber cloth, a low pressure sprayer, okay? So easy setup. I usually spray first on the mop and then we spray, cominciamo da qui, let's start from here.
Davanti alla macchina?
Dai, ok. Ok, vai. Ok, vai. Ok. So in order to have a uniform, vai. Ok. Ricomincia di lì, vai. This is a concentrate product and ready to use product. Okay, so you apply it and it's already diluted. So as you can see, most of the product is already absorbed by the surface. Vai. Okay, perfect, thank you. Okay. Now the weather condition here is not so hot, so it will take some time for us to have the product dried, because the third step we are going to then start the step number 3 just after that the product is dried. So I will ask my colleagues to eventually start to give you the chance to talk with us and to make your questions. Okay, let's start from my friend Denise. If she has any question to do.
I do not have a question.
Okay, okay. If anybody, okay, thank you, Denise. You're really kind. No problem. So you are my friend. That's why. You don't make question because you are my friend. Okay. So if anybody has a question, can raise a hand or can ask for. Okay, Cameron.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You can talk. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Just curious about the life of the diaphragms, just compared to like a normal set in ideal conditions. Like, are they made to wear faster, or do they have similar life expectancy? Obviously, conditions are going to vary, but like, in ideal conditions are what they're designated for.
Okay, perfect. I like this question because it's very important. Most of the time is the first question that a customer does. Okay, which sometimes is a stupid question, but in this case I'm very proud to answer to this question because the lifespan of these pads is basically very high if we consider that is a just three-step system. Okay, the amount of resin that in a normal polishing process is left on the surface is basically splitted in three steps. Okay, so going on numbers without going around the answer, I can say that the first step is basically have a span lifespan of between 1,000 and 1,500 square meters, so 10,000 and 15,000 square foot. Okay, obviously that depends on also on how many passes you do, the floor condition, the floor hardness. Okay, so it's those are very rough numbers. The second step instead, which is the one that basically work more because it's the one that remove the scratches from the first step, so is the one that wear fast, is basically in the spine life as about 900 square meters. Okay, 1,100 square meters, so 9,000 square foot, 11,000 square foot, more or less. Okay, sometimes even less. Okay, I would like to remark that the second step, so the dry step, the first dry step, is the most important. Okay, because it's basically the key. Is basically the one that in a normal polishing process, 7 or 8 step polishing process, is the 60 grade resin, so the one that removes scratches from the metal bond. Okay, so it's the one that wear the most and faster. But the third step has a very low numbers in terms of high numbers in terms of lifespan, and we are over the 15,000 square foot, so over the 1,500 square meters. Okay, so this is basically the lifespan of the three-step. Obviously, everything depends on how many passes you do, as I said, floor condition, floor hardness, and mainly all the situation that you find in any type of polishing process. So that basically gives you the numbers at the end of the day. But the numbers are very realistic, and as I said, are very high for a three-step polishing system. Okay, who else has
a couple more questions?
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
So is there any benefit, or would it be ideal to start this system after maybe grinding and filling first?
The benefit could, yes, the benefit could be for sure exposing aggregates, okay? It's very important to say this. You have to, if you decide to go with metal bond first, you really want to match the metal bond with the first step resin. Okay, it's not about the resin, but it's mostly about the diamond segment inside that is that inside the first step. Okay, so you want to match it. If you can match it, if you are capable, and if the floor allowed you to match the pass between the metal and resin, you're okay. Yeah. The benefit could be, the only benefit could be just that. So I believe expose the aggregate, open the surface maybe if you want to apply more or less hardener, but basically I don't see that much of benefits, because basically the three-step system is made for a certain type of application on new concrete. Okay, but as I said, it's suitable for matching with the metal bond tools.
And then the last question is just like on the variable speed machine, are you running it mid-speed, or are you increasing the speed as you go through the steps?
Another great question, because this is very important. I made a test the other day with a lighter machine, even variable speed, but lighter. That made a lot to me, a lot to the achievement of the polishing. So, first of all, machine has to be, because I truly believe that this is a system that you want to use on new building, very big areas, big jobs. So you need a heavy unit. If you don't have a heavy unit, you're really gonna go slow, and you really wanna load the unit with extra weight. So for me, it's very important, first of all, the weight. Secondly, the speed is very important. And third, well, probably the three things go all together. Also the planetary, okay? So it has to be for sure a forced planetary, active planetary, not a passive, okay? And for sure has to be a counter or mono-rotating, whatever, but it has to be active. So weight, speed, and speed of the unit, of course, of speed of the grinder, and the last that is basically the size. Okay.
So what speed approximately? Like, I mean, if it's the the tool speed, like 1,000 RPM.
Okay. Yes, I definitely increase from 1,000. Let's say from 1,000 RPM for the first step. 1,200 with the second step, and then I'm going nearly to top of the speed of the unit, so 1,800 RPM with the last step. Yes, exactly. Okay. The principle is the same of the polish, so you increase, even if it's a three-step, you increase the speed while you are going forward with the steps. So lower, a little bit faster, and then faster again. Okay?
Last question, sorry. What would you say the minimum recommended weight per machine? I mean, obviously it's going to depend on how many diamonds there are and stuff like that.
Okay. For
like 300 pounds would be too.
For me, 200 pounds is too light, for sure. 200 pounds is too light. So 100 kilo is not what you're looking for. Is what really what this.
Starting with the Titan 530.
Well, that's probably the minimum. Yes, that's probably the minimum that you want to go. So between the 500 pounds, okay? So 240 kilos, more or less, higher, okay? But that's all depend also from the size of the unit, okay? So size and the size and the weight together make the difference, because you can get a 40-inch polisher, but it weighs only 400 pounds, and it doesn't work. So it's that ratio. So big machine, big unit, and heavy unit, it will help dramatically the finishing. It helps a lot. You can even skip. Probably you can reduce to half with the right unit. You reduce to half the time of the achievement of the polishing. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Does anybody else that has any questions or?
I have questions. Hi,
Hi, yeah, how you doing? Where are you from?
I'm Rodriguito from Philippines.
Oh, thank you so much for being here, sir.
Yeah, I just joined the group. And I'm just wondering about the second steps that you presented. Are you using a ceramic pads to remove the scratch, or is just the ordinary resin pads for the second steps?
Oh, for the second step is the number 2 step of the 3-step, which is different from any other pad. This is an engineered made pad. It came. Sorry?
Is it a ceramic?
No, it's not a ceramic. It's not a ceramic. Let me show you that because it's very important. I'm sorry that you cannot be here because this made a lot of love to us. Mi date il pad numero 2, per favore? Il 2. It's a standard pad, let's say. If you look at it, let me see if I can show you somewhere here.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, here, let's see.
Number 50 grit.
Yeah, this is the number 2. This is the number 2. There's no grit on it. There's only a color, a Velcro color. It's a red color, number 2. Of course, it's the result of a long time of study. Because as I said at the beginning, I don't know if you were here, but this system is the only one. Is the only system that do not require any type of cutting agents. Okay, so there's no chemical added to the system. You don't need a cutting agent to improve the polishing or the performance of the pad. This is for the size that it is more heavy. For sure, is not a standard. For sure, is not a standard resin, but is basically the base is resin. Okay, so either the number 2 and the number 3 that has the same shape with no metal insert inside, so metal segment inside, are made of the base come from the resin. So it's no ceramic, no transitional, nothing. So it's close to a standard resin pad. Okay, so nothing fancy, nothing really difficult. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other question for anybody else? Anybody else that has questions to do? Okay, Cameron?
Hi.
Thank you.
Hello? Hello? Hi?
Can you hear me?
Hey, there you are. Sorry, just quickly unrelated, but that 750 machine that you were using, does the head come off on that one?
Oh, can you
530?
mi alzi un po' il volume per favore. Cameron, sorry about that. Can you repeat please?
Oh yeah, on the machine that you were using, the Titan 750,
Yes.
does the planetary head come off on that one?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
It's too heavy. This is
I think so.
no, the planetary,
Sure.
the base of the planetary comes from the EXP line. Okay, the planetary from this unit, they weight about 300 kilos. Okay, so even more than that. Okay, you don't really want to have the planetary coming off from the unit because it's pretty. So it's counter-rotating, gear-driven, obviously, because as you know, we do all on gears, temperate steel gears, and pretty heavy. Okay? Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. I see that also, there's also Mr. Pablo Larrain from Chile that is assisting us. So, if anybody else says, okay, there's a...
I have a question from Chile.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Ariana, by the way. I want to know if the three-step system works in extremely hard concrete.
Extremely hard concrete. Okay. The extreme hard concrete is it's a good question. Okay, it's a very good question. By the way, It depends also what you mean for extreme hard concrete, because in Chile you have extreme hard concrete.
Yes, we have extremely hard concrete.
Okay, but is a standard construction concrete or what? Is a
No, it's a standard here.
sorry?
It's a standard here.
Ah, okay, so, okay, perfect. Yes, it is. It is work. It's work on extremely high. But I repeat, it depends what you mean. 5,000 psi, 6,000 psi, because
Yeah, with an expander machine like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have expander and levigator max.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
With levigator works, the 3-step.
On the expander for sure, because as you can see, this machine, as I said before, this unit, the Titan 750, is equipped with the expander planetary. The Levigator Max, which is my preferred machine, I really love that machine, is the perfect unit for me. It worked good with the 3-step. Add a couple of extra weight on the unit, and it worked absolutely amazing. Very, very good. Because it's a good compromise between a 21-inch size with the weight that it has, and the planetary is perfect. It will definitely need a little bit more time in the achievement of the polishing, instead of a 750 that is helped with weight. But it does. It definitely achieve the result.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want to know if the 3-step works in floors with tie-dye.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
I want to know if the 3-step works in floors with tie-dye.
Okay, I have probably, because I don't hear what you're saying, or probably I don't know the type of floor that you are talking about. I don't really.
Pisos teñidos.
¿Cómo?
Pisos teñidos.
Okay. Okay. We're talking about engineered concrete, like Mapei floors or tin set. This is what you're talking about?
Color dye.
Ah, with color dye. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. With color dye, yes. I mean, you can apply color dye with the 3-step, no problem in the process, for sure. Obviously, this is probably one of the limits that you want to that the 3-step has. But you can apply dye with the polishing system, with the 3-step. So yes, you can do it. Sorry about that. I was not understanding, because I don't know. Probably the sound was bad.
Yeah, that's okay. My English is not very good.
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's the sound here. Thank you so much. I appreciate your question.
Thank you to you.
Thank you. Anybody else that want to make a question, or we can go ahead?
Yes, this is Zahid Malik, Pakistan.
Hi Malik, Zahid. Hi Zahid, how you doing? You good?
Great. Actually, all the customers are in Pakistan, basically we are working on it. The first question raised the people, they asked about the life of the system. This is the question number one. And second, is this need some kind of maintenance? Or after how much time?
Okay, about the numbers, for the first question, about the numbers, I already answered to Mr. Cameron the mill, and we are on good numbers. We talk about 1,500 square meters for the first step, 900 square meters for the second, and more than 2,000 square meters for the third step, okay? The type of maintenance for the 3-step system, usually after you apply our guard, our VP 120, it's with clean water. It can be weekly, it can be monthly, depending on the traffic, depending on the scenario, depending on the use of the floor. If it's a warehouse or is just a house, or it depends on the for sure traffic and how was the use of the floor. Okay, but usually the maintenance is done by a known aggressive products. So if you don't want to use just water, or for example our stone soap that is a great product also for concrete, if you don't want to use that type of product, you want to really use a very, very low HP type of chemicals on top of it for maintenance. That, as I said, could be weekly, daily, monthly. Okay.
Actually, my question is that how much time that you can see the shining of the condition of the floor will remain?
It depends from the traffic. For sure, for sure from the traffic. It can last 10 years if the traffic is just of foot traffic. Then, of course, if you start, sorry about that. Then, if you start to use, for example, you are in a warehouse and you have a forklift going back and forward, it's normal that the shine life will decrease. Okay, so it's still depending from the use. Forklift, no forklift, foot traffic, no foot traffic. So it's all about that. Usually in the warehouse, let's give a number. Usually in the warehouse with forklift and people working, a busy warehouse, the life of the shine, so the whole shine, it's about probably 5, 6, 7 years. Okay, but it's still a rough number because it depends on the. Then of course you don't need to repeat the whole process. Okay, you need to. If you have a dull surface, without obviously the surface lost the guard, it lost the shine, and it's just dull and not damaged, you don't need to repeat the whole process. You can get involved just with the second and third step, or just the third step. Okay, and then reapply the guard again. Okay. Thank you for asking. Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
It's Vasanthi from UAE.
Hi, good morning. Hi.
Engineers.
Hi.
Yeah. I have some small doubt. Which the floor, the construction, the concrete floor, what's the width of that, what's the molecular strength of the concrete, and any undulations are there while you are using resin tools in the wet? Why you need first step in the wet? And the grinding part also, it's so vertically you grinded, why you not did that horizontally? This is my question. Okay. And if you do that, some particles will remain set in the concrete. Then after finishing the job, after 3-4 days, maybe the powder will come out. This is my question. Why you did that wet in grinding in the first step with the resin tools? Is there any specific reason on it? And secondly, the conjunction is okay, that wet diamond, wet tool also, that is which depth is that first step tool, sir? Can we get this answer?
Okay, so good question, by the way. Why using water with the first step? Okay, I make you an example. You have a new warehouse, you have a new job site with a warehouse that has never been used but is very dirty. Okay, or has been used, is dirty, but the concrete quality is very good, so it's not damaged, but there's dirt everywhere. Okay, I would never start a system like this without water or just dry. Okay, otherwise I would just make frictioning on dirt, and that's it. But that's for the dirt side. Now, new job, new floor. Okay, why using water? First of all, using water for step number one, or any type, in my opinion, or any type of phenolic resin, okay, is very important, because first of all, increase the cutting, just water, okay, so increase the cut, and also remove the imperfection from the trowel, okay. So later on I'll show you, now I cannot because we already made the first step, but imagine a new concrete floor, just troweled. You have circles, because on a new concrete, on a new trowel concrete, you will always find a circle made by the trowel, okay. Use water with the first step will allow you and will help you to remove also the imperfection made by the crew that went to trowel the concrete just after the pour, okay. So that's for first, that's what that's the answer. So for sure to remove all the imperfection. Secondly, not all the concrete are troweled and flat. So for sure using water will increase the cut, will remove the imperfection, and so the waves, the small waves made and left, exactly, and left from the trowel machine, and so it will help you to achieve in less time what you are looking to, okay. So for sure is a matter of increase the cut on a new floor that need, you know, that obviously need to be flattened, the very small part of it, because no resin can flat a floor, but at least you want to give the maximum to the first cut, okay.
Yeah. Still I have doubts. Can I take your number from Mr. Jack?
Sorry?
Our distributor. Still I have much doubts on it. Can I take your number from my distributor in the UAE?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
yes.
have a list of doubts. Why you are not used that the grinding? See, first step, it's not the right time to discuss, but the first time resin concept was not really satisfied, because you know we have to why we are doing that cutting in the sense we have to open that aggregates little bit. But with the resin and the water, if you do with the water, the tool saves the water, but don't cut the concrete. This is my understanding, and I tried for it. So, with, on behalf of this only, I need some questionnaire. I'll call you on this your person.
Okay, so you usually in your country you do exposed aggregate. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a, see, polished concrete, that concrete polish in this sense, it has to open it. Otherwise, you know, you won't feel the shine in the, after the third step or the seventh step.
Okay.
Only thing is, see, why we are doing this, the polished concrete in this sense, we have to reduce some stretch marks. There is no stretch mark, it's a lifelong, it will be 20-30 years, it may be sustained. Like that we are doing it here in the UAE. So the resin concept is the first step. I not understand it still, because if you use the lather concrete also, you will get that waves, some small waves in the undulation. If the resin tool can make that undulation, if the polished concrete, grinding is not good, the polish is failed. In my experience, I made 100-200 demonstrations of this.
Okay, that's what I said at the beginning. I remarked a lot this thing. The three-step system, the three-step polishing system is an amazing system in the right, on the right scenario, on the right job, on the right floor. Okay, I suited for me, the three-step polishing system is suitable for major type of concrete if they are applied, if concrete is poured, troweled in a certain way with quality.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it's all about
and
that.
our concretes will start from the 30 Nm concrete to 60 Nm concrete.
Yes.
The strength of the concretes.
The strength of the concrete, at least 300.
From 30 to 60 Nm we have in UAE.
Okay.
And this, I mean that the three-step concrete polish, when we can use, it's the before that means the epoxy terrazzo or something, some intermobile product on the top of the screen or direct concrete. If the direct concrete resin grinding is not suitable thing, so because it consumes more. Maybe the system is right, but the resin tools will consume the more. Even the 25 square meters of some resin tools.
Okay.
There are any special product in your tools or something like that? If it is some special grades on your HD this one, then maybe the 400-500 square meters we can do it. But first step grinding of the concrete, you tell that with the minimum 25 tools also if you use.
Okay, okay. So let's, thank you very much. I understand totally, because I truly understand what you're saying. It's not, obviously it's not the same everywhere. As we can see, sharing information between India, United Emirates, USA, South America, everything is different. As we say, concrete is different everywhere. And that's why it's very interesting. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing the information. If there's nobody else that want to make a question, we can go ahead with the polishing system, because here the concrete is pretty dry. So if there's somebody else that want to make question, otherwise we go further with the process. Cambiare gli utensili, compa. Questions? No other question?
Question.
Hello?
I have last question.
Okay, perfect.
I want to know what is the treatment with edging machine?
Perfetto. Edging machine. Yes. So you do concrete polishing?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you know exactly how to use an edger and how to do the edges, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Perfect. So this system really match any other type of polishing system. Okay. So if you have your own way to do edges, which is the most, as you know, is the more, and that's why probably you made the question, is probably the most less interesting time of the concrete polishing, but at the same time is interesting because there's a lot to learn every time, and there's a lot of time to spend on edges. This polishing system match mostly of other polishing system and our premium polishing system. Okay. Now, personally, if you want my personal opinion, I would not use the three-step on the edges. I would probably use something different accordingly to the concrete surface and to the condition, obviously. Okay, but not the three-step. As I said in the beginning, it's very important to have extra weight. It's very important to have a certain speed and planetary motion. By the way, we will come back soon with something on the three-step with the edges, because we're already working on something like this. Okay, so it's something that it will come, because obviously you made a very good question, and but personally I would not use the three-step on the edges, because if you really want perfect edges, let's talk about for example an apartment job, an apartment concrete. Okay, you really want to make it. Okay, and edges is one of the most important part of the job. So according to the surface, I would use or not, probably not using the three-step on the edges. The three-step, as I said, also it's a type of polishing system that is needed when you really need to cut the time of production for large areas, and in this case I would not recommend to use on the edges, but it will come soon, a solution, 3-step solution for the edges, okay? But I would use a standard polishing system, as I said, according to the concrete surface, okay? So you have other question, ma'am? No, perfect. So we are going to proceed with the step number 3, okay? And we already changed, non l'hai cambiati tutti?
Vediamo, così ti facciamo vedere.
Okay, so we are switching from step number 2 and step number 3, and we are ready to go on with the third step, dry. Okay, this is the last step, and vai, può andare. And this is the last step, and then after that we are going to clean the surface and then to apply our concrete guard WP2, okay?
Lascia, non ti preoccupare, io vedo.
Anzi, questa la cacciamo fuori proprio. Ok, perfetto. Adesso gli diamo una pulita a terra, gli togliamo tutta sta polvere, tanto la macchina non serve più, la puoi pure spostare. Ok, so now we are going to clean the surface. Okay, so we are ready then to apply the concrete guard WP. Okay, as you can see, the mechanical shine is already very visible, and you know, you can really see it. Okay, and it's amazing, as I said, it's amazing how you can really achieve this shine with just 3 steps. Without using, we haven't used, this is a mechanical shine, we haven't used that much of chemical, we have just used concrete hardener, and that's just for demo purposes, okay? Because at the end of the day, in the short term, the concrete hardener is not helping that much, okay? It's helping a little bit. The most of the concrete hardener benefits are coming from, you know, after a certain time, and not in the immediate or just during a demo like this. Okay, so it's pretty important. This is a 3-step polishing. This is a mechanical shine. This is what we have and what we can achieve in the, you know, with the good surface as the beginning of the job site. Okay. So on a good concrete, it's obvious that it's more easy to achieve a good polishing, but in 3 steps without using that many of chemicals. Now, I want to introduce you a product that is really new, okay, and let me show you the product itself. This is the tank, okay. Okay. This is a silicate base, lithium base, hydro repellent product for concrete surfaces. Right now we are testing. We have just finished to testing it, and so it is ready for on the market. Okay, it's a hydro repellent with a high protection ratio for industrial floors. Okay. Concrete Guard Lithium WP2, it's a great product for waterproofing, oil proofing, okay? We have tested it many times with oil, chemical oil, water, wine, and it also protects from the traffic, foot traffic, okay? But the most of it comes in the water repellent and oil proof, okay? So the most of it comes with water and oil. See, and let me tell you that is a product that really work. Nanotechnology now came to a very high standard, and this is probably one of the few products on the market, probably the only one that really work. Okay, it's not a product that we are trying to sell, but it's really something that we are very proud of. And then after the application, we are going to test, because it's also important to show you how the product work. The application of the product is very easy. It's a monocomponent, so you don't need to dilute with any guard. It comes as a monocomponent, single component product, ready to use and ready to apply. It's easy to use as any other of our guard product. So same as the other, is very easy. Low pressure sprayer, microfiber, and application. Okay. Now another important thing, curing time. The curing time is very fast. Accordingly, of course, with the weather condition, the curing time of the product, the drying time of the product is very fast. Okay, usually over the 10 degrees, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, between 10, 12 degrees it's about 30 minutes, okay? It can be applied twice if you want to give a more strength, a more strong protection, okay? So you can do a double coat. We're gonna see the first coat how it goes. It's perfect, amazing. So we're gonna see the first coat first, and then just in case we're gonna do a second coat, okay? So as I said, it protects from water, oil, olive oil, mechanical oil, wine, so it's very good. Also, let me tell you this, another important thing. I was forgetting about this, but it's probably the key. It's the best product for the food industry, okay? Because it's an antibacteriological, product. So it basically work also for the antibacterial, because it discharge the bacterial charge on the surface. Also about this, it's very important also to say that we will come out with the certificate, because we are making certificate on this type of product. As I say, it's very new, so we are still working on certificate for antibacterial. Okay, so it will be perfect for the food industry, warehouses or any type of scenario where is needed as much as clean and antibacterial process. Okay, now let's go with the application. I want to show you that application is very look-alike. It's very look-alike our standard guard. Qua però non hai pulito, devi pulirla. Scusa. Standard guard, quindi, so first of all it's very important to clean the surface. Okay, let me first remove as much dust as possible. It's very important. I was forgetting to clean the surface as much as possible. Okay, cleaner will be the working site, cleaner and better will be the final result. Okay? Okay. Ok, let's apply it. Anzi, cominciamo da lì che è un po' meno sporco, perché là ci avevo lasciato quella cosa. Ok. Ok, non uscire troppo fuori, fai un bel quadrato e basta. Ok. Ok. Sempre la stessa direzione. Ok, perfetto. Ok, perfetto. So I cannot really walk in it. So now that we made the first coat, you see there's some part of it that are already drying a little bit. So you see that here, as I said, it's not really cold and it's not really hot. It's about between 17 and 18, 19 degrees. So it's not really hot and not even cold. The drying time in this case will be approximate 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. We're going to use a high-speed burnisher, or in some cases you can also use a grinder with hogger pads, but the best application, the best machine to use while you're doing to do burnishing is of course a high-speed machine. Vogliamo mettere la presa quella macchina così comincia a prepararla? Quella lì. So, what else? Do you have any other question about the products and about the polishing system? There's anything that I can help you with about the questions? Okay. Any question? Cameron? Yes? Yes, Cameron, yes.
Hey, just curious, let's say we're using something like the Titan 530, removing the planetary and using the single head with the speed turned up, is that sufficient as a burnishing tool for this?
In that case,
If we had a customer that wanted like a, versatile machine in one package.
okay. In that case, it's not that much the speed, because basically on the Titan 530, the gearbox speed, the maximum is about 200 RPM. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
So in that case,
okay.
but in that case, is not the speed, but is mostly the weight. Okay. So basically, you will achieve the polishing of the guard, not for the speed, but for the weight. Okay.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I know that a customer want to use as less equipment or as less products as possible. But if you really want to be fast, you want to use the right equipment, even a 20-inch, because what we're going to use today for burnishing, it's a 24-inch. It's a 24-inch burnisher, nothing impossible to bring on a job site. But this makes the difference into save on equipment, but and save on the time that you spend on the floor. Okay, because at the end of the day, what you're doing is just not bringing one piece of equipment on a job, but you're wasting time because you need to achieve the shine at the end, and then you need to remove the planetary, put it in again, and blah 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 blah. So a burnisher save you life and time. I mean, it's a time saver for sure, because you're going to achieve the polish, the final polishing in a minute. We're going to show you how. We're going to show you the time that you're going to. It's just 1 or 2 passes, and then you've done. So it's just a matter of bringing just one unit more to finish the job. At the end, right now with the grinder, there's nothing that you have to do. You just want to keep it on the side, and then get in with the burnisher, and do a couple of passes. Not even a couple, even really fast application with the burnisher. So I had
electric burnisher is okay. It doesn't need to be a propane.
That's the same. I mean, it depends from the customer. At the end, what you need is RPM. Now, if you get it from an electric, or you get it from a motor, a gasoline or a gas motor, they're going to be the same. Okay, so it depends also on your setup. If you set it up with grinders, with propane grinders, and you want to be set it up also with a burnisher, propane burnisher, you use a burnisher. Now it doesn't matter if electric or a gas. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Anybody else has questions?
Yes, sir. This is Amran from Oman.
Hi, Amran.
My voice is clear or no?
Yeah. What question?
Okay. So my question is, can we use the Navigator 650 to get the same result what you are getting right now, with adding more weight on it?
Yes, adding more weight, but personally I would, if it's the only unit I have and that's the only way to achieve it, I'm gonna make it. But the thing is, this is not at this time about the size and weight is not really much about the time to achieve, but it's even the polish that you achieve. You have seen that we have achieved mechanical polishing very high, but that's just because of the sizes of the grinder and because of the weight. So this system works at the best with a certain weight up. Okay, 400 pounds, 500 pounds up. Okay, 500 up to this. For example, this Titan 750 is approximate 500 kilos, so it's 940 pounds. Okay, so it's a heavy unit. Okay, and that's what it helps. And as if you see, and if you have seen in the process, we've been very fast to achieve it. Even if we stopped, we had a chat, we've been changing toolings. Okay, but that's not a real life scenario. That's a demo. So you change tools, you do some chat, you talk and stuff like that. At the end of the day, if you see, we have made just one pass, just 50%, we made just a 50% overlap, but we haven't made any cross. We've just been going back and forth, 50% overlap. If you noticed, that's what we've done, okay? Also, the concrete was a good concrete. We have to say that, but it's with the good concrete. As I said, we have achieved the system in a very short time. Okay, so the weight is very important. Okay, very important.
Very much clear. And my second question regarding the concrete sealer, what you are applying right now. What is the validity of it? What are you offering some warranties for how many years it will last? As you have mentioned earlier, for the stores, I mean the shining or the polished surface, it depends on the traffic on it. Maybe 5 years, 6 years, forklifts, no forklifts, too heavy traffic or no much traffic. But what about the sealer? It will last for 10 years, 5 years.
But that's
how long it will last?
Amran, that's the same question basically, because we're talking about shine and protection. The shine that you get from a mechanical shine, if we talk about mechanical shine, it will last a certain time. If we talk about time of lasting of chemical shine made by a guard, we're talking about the same thing. You know, it's all about the traffic. You can. This product is a filming product. It releases a very thin film. Okay, a really tiny film. It's not very thick. It's very thin. So, and it protects a lot for the amount of filming that it releases. But as any type of filming, as long as you don't use wax. Okay, as long as you don't use wax, that's a little bit different because you are using a very filming product, more than filming. Okay, but then if you use a product like this that is nanotechnology, it's a very high level of technology. Okay, it's and has to be as close as possible thin. Okay, also because if it's very thick, it will create tire marks. Okay, on a warehouse floor. So basically, you really need a mix between a thin product and protection, and that's nanotechnology. And by the way, also nanotechnology, a very high level technology, has an end when the floor has a certain amount of people working in or forklift. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's all about traffic. And this is, for example, I give you, I don't have many numbers on this new product because it's really new. But basically, it's a silicate, it's a lithium-based product. So the numbers goes between, as I said before, 4 or 5 years for a trafficated warehouse. A not trafficated warehouse will last definitely more. Also, the maintenance is very important. It's very important how you, if you supply to your customer a warranty on a shine, you need to also to give them the right solution and a guide and a program on how to maintain the floor, because to maintain a floor is not just the job that you do when you get in the warehouse. When you get out is the most of it, because you don't know the customer what product gonna use, if it's an alkaline product, if it's a very aggressive product, if it's not aggressive, if he's doing it twice a week, once a day, once a week. Okay, also that's very important. So usually also it's very important what the customer handle. if we are not talking about house, apartment, where people live, okay, and you talk about a warehouse, you don't know, and you know that the customer handle, I don't know, automotive, so grease everywhere, oil spin everywhere, so spill of oil everywhere, or grease, or any type of very, I don't know, battery liquids, okay. How can you give a certain warranty on the floor and on the shine? That's very difficult. So it's also about that. It's also about the use of the floor, okay? But usually, rough numbers, for example, in our warehouse where we handle not dangerous product, not as many chemicals in the main areas, okay? The areas where we use chemicals is very, is very restricted. In our warehouse, for example, it lasts. When we first made our floor, it lasted for an approximate of 5 years, with 25, 30 people, 40 people going back and forth 20, 30 times a day on the same point. We noticed, of course, we noticed that in the most trafficked area, the shine, the product, the guard, and the shine went off faster than other areas, less trafficked, the key points, okay? So there are some key points where we move more often, because in front of the door or in front of a counter, so it's definitely because of the traffic, okay?
Clear, super, thank you, sir.
No problem, thank you. Has anybody else that wanna have some answer, have some questions?
Yes, please. Hi, Giancarlo.
Hi, Peter. How you doing? Hi, Peter. How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, Giancarlo, we have a question. First, we could see how you were walking on the surface after using the concrete WPQ and before it gets wet. And our experience is that when we were using the old product of concrete got leaking and we were tapping on it before it gets wet, after using the high-speed burnishing machine, the foot shoe spring remains on the surface. What is your experience? Because I could not see any shoe print on the surface, and we were walking on it before it was getting wet, dry.
Yes, usually, but are you asking me if you apply the product and then you can work over it, or what?
You can work on it before it gets dry.
No, I never, ever. I never use the guard, or I never burnish the guard without waiting that it get dry.
Yeah, but you were working on it before the product gets dry. You apply the concrete WP2 and then you step on the surface.
If you step on it, okay. First of all, as I said before, as clean the floor is while you're doing an application, and even more when you apply a chemical, as clean it is, better gonna be the result. Okay, so when I applied before, I was walking, I was spraying on front and walking back. Okay, but but usually I never step in an area where is the wet product.
Yeah, so we shall keep the same rule as we had applied earlier, that
absolutely.
Don't step on it before it gets dry.
Absolutely. You don't really want to leave marks on the surface when you know that's the end of the job. So you don't really want to make a mess at the end. So you are really careful. You're a pro, you know what I'm talking about.
That answered my question.
Yes. I never ever. I want to keep, and I'll tell you more. As much the product, as much the consistency of the product, so as more fluid it is, you want to be sure also that
when you use a microfiber, you always follow the same direction. So if you're doing back and forward, okay, you keep doing it all the time, okay? I would never do back and forth and then right to left, okay? Because that's the main thing that it will leave me marks. Another thing that is very important is to have your cloth, your microfiber always clean, okay? Another big tip is to make your cloth always wet before to put it on the surface. When you first put it on the surface, because otherwise the microfiber will release swirls and marks, and you will keep doing it with it for at least the first 10 square meters. Okay, so it's very, very important. Some tips are making the difference in this. But this product is applied the same as any other guard from our, for example, for the concrete guard lithium. So apply, wait overnight. You wait overnight, and then you carry on burnishing the day after if you want. Okay.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Is anybody else that has questions, or we want to burnish the floor?
I have a question.
Okay.
I want to know if the Expander 1000 works with this system.
Yes, absolutely, yes. What better machine than Expander 1000? It's very heavy. There's a lot of pressure on it. It will increase the production dramatically. Absolutely, it's the perfect machine.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, thank you. Okay, so if there's nobody else that want to make question, I can go ahead and burnish the product. Are you okay with that? Okay, Cameron said yes, so I will do it. Okay, diamoglielo un attimo. Ok, so I will proceed. Tirate un attimo questo dietro un po' e mi vieni. Come? Okay, so I'm going to use our standard electric 24 inches burnisher. I want Andrea, if you can please show when we burnish and we go back and forth, how the shine come out. But that's really amazing. Come? Perfetto. So we had okay, fantastico. The result is expected, is same as was expected. Let me see from here. It's amazing. Yes. Amazing. Yes. Very easy, fast. Very easy and fast. So this is what I was saying before. When I don't know if you can see, there's some light marks, but whatever. This is made obviously from the cloth. There was a little bit, but you cannot really see it. It's very hidden. So the process itself is accomplished. The finishing is amazing, as you can see. Now you can apply another coat on top to have more protection. For example, if you are in a scenario of a warehouse, very busy warehouse with forklift, people walking by, so a very busy warehouse, you can give a second coat. If the customer, so the warehouse owner, use any chemicals, any aggressive chemicals, this type of product can really protect the surface. Okay. When we say, so this is very important also to say that when we say water and oil proof, we say water and oil proof when a product can really keep the surface, the underneath surface protected. Okay. Obviously, we can drop some oil, we can drop some wine, we can drop coffee. Okay. And in most of the cases, for other type of guard, this type of product will penetrate and will damage the thin filming of the guard. In this case, with WP2, the product will sit on the surface. As you can see, it's not a really thick film, okay, but it's enough to protect the surface from this agent, so such oil, mechanical oil, wine, and whatever. So I would like to make a small test. Okay, let me drop some water here. Okay, now let me drop again, Andrea. If we can show. Okay, that's very. That's a good. It's very good, as you can see. It's amazing how old the water. Okay. Now, if we have some oil, eccolo qua. This is the same oil that we use in our production, machinery production. Okay, so it's a real oil. Let's have it seated for a little bit. So the surface is not spotted at all. Okay. Obviously, it's dirty, but it's not spotted because oil will dirt the product, but it will not penetrate. So there's no penetration at all. Okay. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Absolutely. So it told up, basically these are the first agent that most of the time our customer ask for, to make tests for absorption and proofing of water or proofing. Okay. Hold up very good, the water and oil. Absolutely amazing. So I want to see if anybody of you have any questions about the product, about the result, and what they really think, because we are very interested also in this. Okay, to have your opinion. Is anybody that want to have any questions or? Hello, George. Hello, George.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Fine. Listen, thank you very much for the demo, first of all, very nice. Can you please, before you end, to summarize the steps? I think it will be useful for everybody.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank
So,
you.
okay. But have you been here, George? You've been here, right? You've been here,
Yes.
okay, all the time, okay. So,
Online, I was babysitting also, so I missed some parts.
it's okay, no problem, that's why I'm asking, no problem. George, you have to understand that George Zagos is one of our oldest customers, okay? And he's very young, but he's very old in terms of business with us, okay? And he's our dealer for Greece, okay? He's also my friend, and we work together every day. And it's a great friend, great customer, okay? And thank you for your question. So what we have done is 3-step polishing system, the only 3-step polishing system, wet for 1 step and dry for 2. So no use of cutting agent, no use of any boosters or chemicals that improve the shine, okay? What we have done is to use at the end our Concrete Guard WP2, water and oil proof sealer for concrete, okay? So first step wet, second and third step dry. Between the second step and the third step, concrete hardener lithium, and at the end of the third step we have applied Concrete Guard lithium WP2, our very new product, okay? That's what we have done, and that's what was the purpose of the webinar, okay? Then we have at the end we have burnished the surface after the WP2 product got dried, okay? Anybody else that need any clarification? Okay, George.
Okay, this seminar was about the concrete floors, but since we are coming from market of marble, is this new product suitable for absorbent marbles or stone surfaces, like limestones and that kind of stuff?
We are testing. We are testing before to really put it on the market for this type of application. So for marble, very absorbent marble and stuff like that, we are really in the wait, or we are waiting for the final results and tests. As I said, this product is very new. Really, this is probably the second time that I personally apply it. Okay, it works on concrete for sure, on terrazzo also. But the thing that it works on terrazzo, it makes a good point for working also on stone. But we will definitely let you know about this. Okay. Any other question, please?
Hello, Giancarlo. Thank you very much for this nice demonstration.
Hello, Peter.
Enjoyed it very much, and it was very good and very convincing, especially the WP2, your new product.
Thank you.
And I will use it.
Thank you.
I can see, the result was amazing, and we will try as well.
You really need, Peter. Thank you very much, Peter. You really need to try it. Okay, you really need to try, because it work really good. It really work. Let's say this. It worked for real, okay? That's something that I'm really proud to use while I'm doing demos. I would never ever do a demo with a product that I don't believe in. So
I can understand. You have convinced us absolutely,
yes,
and that's bright and the shining of the floor is bright.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the result. It's amazing. Amazing in a very short time, and short effort, a very small effort. Okay.
Okay, so I would like to congratulate again. It was very nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. This is very easy. It's okay. I mean, is the system is it work. It's not me. It's the system that work. Okay.
Actually, that's a new concrete guard because we know that research system usually, but this concrete guard is very good for water repellent and very nice.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. You are right. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I would like to help you, some of you, if you have any question. I would really like to give you some answers if it's possible. Otherwise, I will let you go to your things and maybe give you an appointment for the next time. If you have question, I would really love to answer. No question. Okay, Cameron, do you have questions? No.
Yes, yes, can you hear me, sir? I have a one person.
Hello. Oh, yes, I can hear you, yes.
Thank you so much, sir. The results are really amazing. And the scope. My question is, can you use experiment 750 for the burnishing purpose?
Sorry, can you repeat, please? If you can use...
Can you use the 750 expander for the burnishing purpose?
I'll tell you this. When I do demo, I usually use the machine, the grinder, okay? Because it's more easy for me not to get, not to get the burnisher. But yes, you can do it. You can put the unit at a very low speed, okay? So put the speed of the speedometer of the grinder at a very low speed. You put, instead of the tools, you put the Hogger pads, okay, our disco locks, okay? But the thing is this, when you do a demo, it's fine. When you do a 5 square meters, 10 square meters demo, it's okay. But imagine the pad in, let's say, 1,000 square meters job to burnish. The pad will get very thin and, it will destroy itself. So it's truly recommended to have a burnisher. Okay, even a 20-inch is not important, the size. Well, the size is important, always important. Okay, size is probably the first thing. Okay, but if you are in a small job, a 20-inch burnisher, it's okay, it's fine. As soon as you have up to 500 RPM, 600, 700 RPM, you are okay. Okay? No. Hello? Can you hear me? Si sono tutti bloccati. Can you hear me now? Mr. Malik, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, for a second, I dropped for a second. You got my answer, right? Malik, can you hear me, Malik? Hello?
Yeah, it's okay. I was thinking that's a problem.
Okay.
I understand your answer. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you very much for asking. Who else needs some clarification? Otherwise, I will let you go. I will show you a little bit the floor, and then I'll let you go, because probably you have many things to do today. For those that are on the other side of the world. Okay, so I will leave you with the video of what we have accomplished. Okay, And I would also like to thank you so much, really thank you so much for your time, because this is, in these days, time is the most expensive thing, okay? And giving us some of your time, it's been a great pleasure. I hope you had as many information as possible, okay? And I invite you to contact us by email, to contact us by WhatsApp, at any way. So you are welcome to contact us, and I will really thank you again, okay? And I'll see you soon for the next demo and the next webinar, okay? We will inform you for the next webinar information and what we are going to show you during the next webinar, okay? Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.